Hi, I'm Mayor Jennifer Perez, and welcome to the City of Norwalk's Public Safety Forum. With me today is our Deputy City Manager, Kevin Gano. Hi, Kevin.
Hi, Mayor.
We also have our Public Safety Director, Grizel Chavez. Grizel.
How are you?
And we are very fortunate to have with us today the Lieutenant Noe Garcia. Hi there. Thank you. In January, placing our community safety at the top of our priority, City Council and I evaluated public safety and the Sheriff's Department resources to make sure that we had our city covered. We've added officers to public safety force, we've worked with our Sheriff's Department, and we feel that we are going in the right direction. We make sure that our neighborhoods are patrolled, our parks and schools are a key continued success in developing and establishing community team policing model. I'm going to ask Kevin to tell us more about this project. Kevin?
Thank you, Mayor. What we've learned in the past is the development of teams to be able to approach and address all the different issues that we have in our community relating to public safety. It goes beyond public safety. It also includes property maintenance, the safety and welfare of our children at the schools, our park safety in our parks. All of this comes together, but we can't do it without establishing teams. And we've been very fortunate. In the last few months, we brought Lieutenant Garcia on. He has established an outstanding team of deputies that work directly with our Public Safety Department, our Code Compliance Department. They have done an outstanding job in working with us to make it all happen. Our transient population, our homeless population, issues in neighborhoods, a lot of this has been addressed and taken care of. We still have a lot of work to do. The team approach and the model that we're putting together is much like we had some time ago. And that, again, is building the teams. We are bringing in our courts, our district attorney's office, probation department. We're working with Department of Children and Family Services, with our schools. The school networking is something that is critical in order for us to really address the problems and make sure our schools are safe and our children are safe coming to and from schools. So we're going to continue building those teams, but what's really important is getting our community on board as part of our team. Without them, we're not going to be able to accomplish what we need to accomplish. And the Director, Grisel, is going to talk a little bit more about the Neighborhood Watch, how they can get involved. We really need them as team members.
Absolutely. I know we have a great Neighborhood Watch program, but always enhancing it and finding ways to get people more involved, that's always a great asset. So Grizel, tell us more about Neighborhood Watch program.
Sure. Thank you, Mayor. As Mr. Gano mentioned, having that communication and relationship with the residents is absolutely critical. Without hearing from them living in their neighborhoods, 24 hours a day, seeing what's going on, trends, concerns, anything that they consider a nuisance or a negative impact, we want to know about that. And contacting our department to set up a neighborhood watch meeting is a great first step in getting their neighbors together, having a meeting. We will go out to the neighborhood and have a meeting at a local park or out in their the front of their homes, and bring our Sheriff's Department, who looks at the issues in partnership with the Public Safety Department. But it absolutely takes a partnership from the residents. We want to hear about it, and so we can better address what's going on in their neighborhood. So we have neighborhood watch meetings throughout the year. We schedule them when convenient for the residents, and we're open evenings, weekends, whenever they're available.
And you know what I've found, I've actually attended several of the Neighborhood Watch meetings, and a couple times we've had them in repeat areas, repeat neighborhoods. It may not be the exact same location, but the same neighborhood. And the great thing that I have seen so far is the increase in numbers. So we've seen that it's work. People are coming, they're talking to their neighbors. You should have been here at this meeting. It really works. The next meeting, we have 10 more people there than we didn't have before. And that speaks to the success and the word of mouth and connecting with your neighbors. Absolutely. And that's the good thing to do, is if you're not here, you're going to want to be here. And that's, I think, what's starting to trend as we have the second meetings in some of the same areas.
One of the key components to that, Mayor, is that being responsive to the community. We have these neighborhood watch meetings and we tell them to call us and let us know what's going on. We have to do our part in being responsive. The Sheriff's Department have to do their part in being responsive. They have to understand some of these things, especially when you're dealing with drug houses or problem houses, they take time. We hear them, we listen, and we'll be addressing it. We'll keep in touch with them to let them know how it's going as much as we possibly can. But we will not ignore them, and if they don't get the service and the response that they expect or they deserve, they need to call us. They can call me direct, they can call the lieutenant, or they can call Griselle.
They can call me. That's what we're here for.
Yes,
Absolutely. Good, that's good to know. Well, recently I know that there were some reports of some home break-ins in several neighborhoods, in fact, neighborhoods close to me. Lieutenant Garcia, what can you tell us about that?
Well, I know that recently there has been an uptick in home break-ins. However, I want to assure the residents of Norwalk that we have ongoing current investigations regarding this uptick in home break-ins. The investigations are progressing very well. We're pouring a lot of resources and manpower into the investigations, and there's no doubt in my mind that they're progressing very well, and that we're going to see positive results here real soon that we would be able to report.
What's maybe something you can share with our residents to help prevent these home break-ins, whether it's during the day or in the evening? Any key tips and suggestions that you would share, any of you, with our residents?
Yeah, I think a lot of it is just the basic and the simplest of things. You know, it would be from making sure you're locking your front doors, your windows, securing your property, locking your vehicles at night, from lighting in your neighborhood to your homes, to your neighbors. Motion activated lights, putting cameras on your property, things like that, trimming down your hedges, having a dog. I mean, there's a vast many things that you could do as a resident to be able to mitigate some of the break-ins. But you have to work out it. It's a team effort, and your whole neighborhood has to be on board. It can't just be your house. It has to be everybody working at this to mitigate the break-ins.
And I think what you said is key, that it's a team effort, and maybe that's something we can touch on at our neighborhood watch meetings and show pictures, examples. Trimming your hedges, that's a big deal. We all want beautiful front yards and beautiful trees, but sometimes that could be a hindrance, and maybe we don't realize that. That's a great suggestion for our residents. Thank you, Lieutenant. I'm sure our residents are continuing and will continue to be concerned about this happening again, and it's great to know that you're continuing to do the investigation and will share with us once this is finalized and we can take it to that next step.
Absolutely.
We emphasize enough that it's very important for our residents to maintain that they're safe, but also that they get involved. And we've already talked about the Neighborhood Watch program, getting to know your neighbors, ways that you can make sure your property's safe on a regular basis. When we work together, we really find that this is the best way to do that. Griselle, perhaps you can share more ways for our residents to get involved here at our city, within the Public Safety Department. Maybe share some of your thoughts on how they can deepen their involvement.
Sure, Mayor. We absolutely do have a lot of community events scheduled throughout the year, and we'd love to see as many of our community members attend. We have coming up later this month our block party at Gertie's Park, September 8th at 1 o'clock. And it's an opportunity for our law enforcement team, our public safety officers and sheriff's deputies to meet our community members, some to get to talk to us about any concerns or just to say hi and have a hamburger and a hot dog. Always welcome any opportunity to meet our residents. Also later this month on September 26th at 6 p.m. we have a community forum scheduled at our Social Services Center at 11929 Alondra Boulevard, and that'll be a forum where several departments will be there responding to residents' concerns, questions, issues, whatever they may have. So I ask all our community members to look at our calendar on our website, our social media, our Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, so they can be kept informed regularly of these events throughout the year.
Absolutely. We really do our best to make sure that our residents are always informed in all media, all avenues, whether, Griselle, you have a copy of our Norwalk Now, so our events and pictures of past events and future events are always in our Norwalk Now. They're posted in our local papers, our website, social media. We really make sure that if at all possible, you'll never once have a resident say, well, we didn't know. We try to advertise these events over and over and always possible. So thank you so much. I truly appreciate you reminding us of that. Perfect example, we had a coffee with a cop probably about a couple months ago. It was during the day at one of our local restaurants. Some of the feedback that I had received afterwards was, why is it during the week? I work, and what if I don't like coffee? So we took that back, we brought it to our team, and you guys just had a great event this past Saturday, and we had badges and boba. It was on a Saturday. We had fruit and boba and iced teas, slushies. The great thing about that event, Griselle, and it was really exciting to see, it wasn't just adults there. We had several kids there, families came together. I think it's great having those kids interact with our sheriff, with our public safety, because they're starting that relationship. They're not looking at them as somebody to be afraid of, but as a friend. Now they're seeing them at schools, like you had mentioned, the school program. So it's neat to see the families interconnecting with our public safety and our sheriff's department together at the same time. So Badges and Boba was a great success. Saturday in the afternoon, so it's not just for coffee. So that was pretty neat. Thank you, thank you. So there's a lot of opportunities we know to have our public and our residents partner with the city and the sheriff's department and have a bigger impact on crime. I really encourage everyone to find an event near their home, whether it's Badges and Boba, our community forum on September 26th, or actually coming to volunteer at public safety. If somebody actually wanted to volunteer specifically with public safety, Griselle or Kevin, how would they go about doing that?
Sure, we have a volunteer program for youth called our cadet program. This is for ages 13 to 18 years old, and we have a great training program and built in with education and other skills that our youth can take with them and apply it at school and at home. But they basically get a chance to participate in city events. They provide security, crowd control, provide the community outreach aspect through fingerprinting for the kids, just a variety of activities that they can volunteer in. So this is all through our cadet program, and anyone can call our public safety department to learn more information or visit our website. For the adults, we also have our reserve officer program. And this is also, we welcome all adults over 18 years old to learn more by visiting our website. They can actually submit an application of interest online, and adult volunteers can participate in details in our office setting, handling administrative type of paperwork, helping with database filing, reports, anything like that, and as well as those who want to be out on patrol in the field, riding alongside our public safety officers or any special type of assignment in the field. We welcome anyone interested to learn more about our department that way.
That's a great way to give back. And that really encompasses the neighborhood policing that Kevin had talked about earlier. And it's a great way to give back to your community, but really to make sure that everybody's safe. Lieutenant, do you have any ways that our residents can volunteer at the Sheriff's Department?
Absolutely, we do. We have probably the largest volunteer program in the county of any sheriff station. We probably have about 100 volunteers currently, and it's very similar to how Griselle described the city's program. You could do anything from help us with clerical work at the station, to helping us man the front counter, to actually out on patrol with deputies. We have seniors on patrol, helping us with traffic control, helping us just be eyes and ears, extra eyes and ears out there. There's many things they could do, but we pride ourselves at Norwalk Sheriff Station in having the largest volunteer program in the county.
And how would our residents go about applying for that? Go directly to the Sheriff's Department?
Absolutely. They just come to our station. The program is run through our Youth Athletic League section, our volunteers. You have Sergeant Navarez runs the program, and he could be contacted at the Sheriff's Station.
Great, that's really good to know. Thank you. Now, Kevin, I know that we have some very special and unique enforcement teams here in the city. We have acronyms for them called the NET team, and I know there's some others out there. But can you tell us a little bit more about them and what their job is specifically in the city?
Yes, our NET team is our Norwalk enforcement team. Our team leader is Lieutenant Noe Garcia. We have 2 sergeants and we have 6 deputies. They work directly with Griselle, the city. They address all those, a lot of our quality of life issues. They deal with drug houses, transient houses, illegal businesses. They've shut down 4 or 5 businesses in the last 4 months: illegal gambling, marijuana stores, liquor stores, and I think we're up to probably about 8 or 9 residents that we've actually boarded up. Wow. We've had to evict the people because they were causing such a problem in the neighborhood. The transients or the undesirables, if you will, going in and out, impacting the neighborhood, stealing from the neighbors, that's not going to be tolerated. So we have a process we go through with our other team, our neighborhood enhancement team, who has been a real significant part of all of the commercial and the residential abatements. And again, they have done an outstanding job. They have really put their foot forward, working with our Sheriff's Department or Public Safety Department, and doing a lot of good in neighborhoods. We have our TCAT team. That's our transient camp abatement team. As you remember, on the railroad track from one end to our community to the other, we had nothing but transients and homeless. We brought in all of our outreach folks from the county, and they certainly have made a difference. So again, that's all the internal collaboration, networking that we're doing, again, behind the scenes. Our public services guys that go out and actually do the physical work, cleaning that stuff up. And I think that when we did the railroad track over to the riverbed, I think there was like about 11 or 12 roll-off bins that they filled, and they stay right on it every day. We did an operation this morning where we had some real bad characters living under the by the riverbed under the
Imperial Overpass?
Imperial Overpass, and these were bad characters. They have records. And we did a sweep this morning, and I think 6 or 7 of them went to jail.
We took 9 to jail, cited 2, and warned and advised a few.
Wow, great job.
Yes, and that's the ongoing. We can't afford to have these people in our neighborhoods and basically victimizing our residents. It just can't happen. Again, the residents really don't know. They see the black and whites out there. They see the public safety cars out there. They don't really see all the team building, the networking, all the work that's going on behind the scenes. And I'm telling you what, we're running to poor Lieutenant Ragged and his team, but they're all running at high speed. So it's really exciting.
Thank you, and it shows. How long would you say that we've really had these teams full force active the way that they are today?
Full force and active, I would say about 4 or 5 months.
And we've seen some of the improvements already just in that short amount of time. I can only imagine what it's going to be in another 4 or 5 months, and we get more of those volunteers that we're talking about and the neighborhood policing to come out. How much of a change we can truly make in our city. That's great. Congratulations to all of you. That's a huge accomplishment, and please share my thanks as well as City Council to all of your teams. Now, let's talk about some of the other concerns that the Norwalk residents have voiced. We're hearing a lot about scams and door-to-door scams, people knocking on the door trying to sell something, whether it could be air conditioning, solar panels, bug spray, termites, whatever it may be. These scams not only come just door to door, but they're also on your phone and your internet. Griselle, can you tell us a little bit more about these and how our residents can really identify which ones are truly a scam and which other ones could truly be a real opportunity for them?
Sure, Mayor. Anything that comes in through, I've been getting texts now from IRS. I owe $100,000. Emails, phone messages from IRS or Medi-Cal asking for payment to be made, outstanding debt, you're going to jail. That is all a hoax. Those agencies, we have verified they do not put out that type of messaging. If the person thinks it might be real, I would suggest that they call the agency directly. IRS, Medi-Cal, whoever the agency is that's demanding any type of money be sent. Do not respond or call the numbers and provide any personal information like Social Security numbers or bank account information, anything like that. It absolutely is a hoax, and I would really urge the people to call the agency if they just want to be reassured that could possibly be real. A lot of that has also been recently experienced through emails. It looks like your bank or your credit card company, the logos look the same. The email, can be info@bankofamerica.com. Very legitimate looking. It's asking you to log in due to suspected fraud activity or some other type of alarming message. When you go, you can go in and click on the link and enter your real username, account number, information, and it's not taking you to the website, but they're getting your information to then be able to hack in and transfer money away to their own accounts. And again, the person can call the bank, call the credit card company, or log in through your own established, if you have the app on your phone, the sources that through your home computer, or independently call or log in through, but do not do it so from the link. One of the ways you can see who the sender is, even though the email says, again, the Bank of America name or the credit card company, you can go to the From field and right click and see the recipient info or their true identity. I forgot what it's called, but you can, I think, right click and see the address, and it's a completely different email altogether, but they mask it to make it look like it's a legitimate.com.
For our seniors, then our audience who don't have access to the website, please don't hesitate to call us. If you don't feel comfortable with it, you have a question about it, please call Public Safety. They'll get you to the right person who'll be able to guide you through what you need to do. Another major issue that I've noticed is the people who want to come put windows in, put roofs on, do your driveway, handyman work. Just to give you an example, a resident called me, and for an unrelated issue, I went over and I was talking to them. I've known them for years, but and the mother had a contractor come in and to put new windows in the house. And when we were talking, she said, "I thought that was a little bit much. I have like 8 or 9 or 10 windows, and I signed a contract for $30,000." I said, "You what?" She said, "Well, she couldn't see it, but my son said it was okay." Well, they were told that they had a city license, and they didn't need permits to install the windows. Wrong. I went back and checked. They didn't have a city license. They had one at one point, and this is a pretty big company. They didn't have a city license, and they did, in fact, need to have permits to put the windows in. So they scammed them. So we're working with them and the Better Business Bureau and the Contractors Board to try to reverse that. If somebody comes to your house and they want to sell you something, especially a $3,000 or $4,000 job for $30,000, that should tell you that something's wrong here. Please don't hesitate to call public safety, our code compliance, or our building and safety. We'll be more than happy to check their business licenses and tell you, hold off until we can take a look at it, look at the contract, don't sign anything. Please do not sign a contract unless you have all the information. So again, and unfortunately, they prey on our seniors. And we need to continue to get information to our seniors. They don't know. And unfortunately, they become victims. So again, please don't hesitate to call us. We will get involved.
That's good to know. I know something that I've personally experienced is the service that comes through. Terminex comes knocking on your door. I just came to your neighbor or 2 houses down. We, sprayed their house. Now we're checking to see if any of the other neighbors in the area want the same service, or even cable companies. They'll come and knock on your door. When those type of companies come and they knock on your door, what is it we as residents can ask them for proof? Should they have something with them to say, we have a business license in the city? Should they show it to us? Is it fair for us to ask them to show us that business license so we know that they're a legitimate company and could truly provide us the service that we may need?
Absolutely. And in addition to asking for that, I would ask for their company ID and call the company to verify that he or she works there. Because a lot of times they can get the uniform, looks like it belongs to the company, they've stolen it, and it's just a scam to break into your home, distract you, someone else is going in through a backyard or breaking it. It's better to call the company if you're interested in that service and schedule it directly with the company, not on the spot. Under pressure, maybe you feel like they're bringing out some valid concerns, but it's better just to wait and do it through the secure method of contacting the company directly.
That's a great tip. And Lieutenant Garcia, is that maybe one way that some of these home invasions are happening, or a tip that you can recommend to our residents is service, a scam service provider comes up to your door and potentially looks to see if you're home, the back door, the windows, whatever, to gain access to your house. And before you know it, that's something that can terribly go wrong.
Absolutely. I would say that anybody that comes to your home and is soliciting any kind of service, you need to be absolutely leery of. If you're in need of a service, I would suggest that you go out and look for that service and vet your own companies. Anybody coming to your door to try and sell you something, you should definitely be leery of. Be suspicious, give them as least information as possible, and if you're not interested, you need to get them away from your house as soon as possible. And definitely be aware and don't let them, if you see them looking around or being extra suspicious, looking through your house, you definitely need to be leery, and you need to call the sheriff department, call somebody to come out and take a look and check that person.
Thank you. That's one of those great tips that I'm sure that our residents need to hear, and will continue to share with our residents as much as we possibly can. This has been a great talk, very informative, and I truly hope that our residents have found or heard 1 or 2 tidbits that they could take away and use in their daily lives. But before we close, I'd like to ask Roselle a very common posed question, something that I get very often when I'm out in the city. When should I call public safety, and when should I call the sheriff's department? And what are those numbers that we should be calling?
Sure. Our phone number is 562-929-5732. Our hours of operation are Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 10 p.m., Saturday, 8 a.m. to 10 p.m., and Sunday, 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. And public safety responds to the quality of life issues such as parking-related abandoned vehicles, drinking in the park, any activity going on at the park that's not a crime in progress, any vandalism, graffiti in progress, that would be handled by the sheriff's station. Nuisance activities such as panhandling, trespassing, loitering by, transient, in the shopping centers, transient individuals, concerns related to traffic, requests for, speed deterrence, stop signs, signage, anything like that. We work with the traffic engineer. Requests for community outreach events, participation in a school, back to school event, again, having a neighborhood watch or other type of community meeting or attending a business event, anything along those lines, to be short. But anything that the caller is not sure of can certainly call us and let us know what the issue is, and we will explain to them what that is that we would handle. Or if we take their call and it should be a sheriff's department handle, we will transfer the call to the sheriff's department and explain that to them and give them the number, but we are able to connect them to the station. And so the sheriff's department would handle anything that's obviously 911 related, emergency, crime occurring now, the traffic accident, and basically anything along that nature.
Okay. And can you just to clarify with our residents what the telephone number is for the sheriff's department and what's the difference between a 911 call and calling the sheriff's department? We can call public safety, like you said, and you can transfer us. But sometimes there are those times that I want a sheriff to come and be there, but it's not a life-threatening phone call. So maybe we can share the sheriff's department telephone number and some of those examples of why we would call the sheriff's department.
So any type of emergency would be obviously a 911 call, from medical emergency to any crime in progress now, something where you need an immediate response, where there's a life-threatening emergency, where there is a crime in progress of any, pretty much any kind of nature, traffic collisions, unknown causes, or unknown injuries. Those are definitely 911 type of calls. As far as the business line, then those are the for routine calls. Crime. If you came home and a crime happened in your home, but the person's gone, you never saw him. It's static. It's nobody's in danger. Then you call the business line. Other than that, you would call 911.
Great. And just before we close, Griselle, is there one last tip or one last comment you'd like to share with our Norwalk residents?
I welcome the opportunity to meet and talk with the residents as much as possible. So I encourage them to give me a call. I can meet out at their home, at the park, whatever it is, if they want to talk about an issue or a great job we're doing. I welcome any feedback.
That's good to know. And Kevin, we've heard it so many times. I've heard it many times. The residents are so excited you're back. Last thoughts or last comments to our residents before we close today?
They're my family, and when they're victims, I take it personal, and we all do. When somebody's house gets broken into, or they're a victim of a crime, again, we take it personal, and we will do everything we possibly can to deal with it. But what we'd like to do is prevent them becoming victims of crimes. So we need their help. They have been tremendous help in the past, and we need their help. And there's a lot of things that are happening. There's a lot of things that are upcoming. One of the things we didn't mention is, real briefly, is what we're meeting with, and we talked about this a couple months ago, the teaming up with the Ring.
Yes.
For the surveillance doorbells, and or they have other things, motion detectors. What's great about it is you don't have to walk up and open your door to answer to deal with those salespeople or those. You don't know who's at your front door. This way, it comes right on your phone. You can see, and then you can talk to the people. They know, thank you very much. Anyway, go away. We want to team up with them, see if we can partner with our community. Hopefully, get a little funding to be able to go half and half with them. A lot of different things that we're looking at, but there's so many exciting things going on, and we just ask the residents to be patient and to have faith in us. We're going to make it happen.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. I 100% echo all of your sentiments, and your energy and your passion to make sure our residents are safe, I know is a top priority, and truly grateful for that. So thank you.
Thank you, Mayor.
Lieutenant Garcia, final thoughts?
Final thoughts for me is, I'm so glad that I work in this city. I'm so glad that I get an opportunity every day to make a difference here. Me and my team, the fact that we get to work with the city staff on everything that we do. We usually team up and attack every problem together as a team effort. And just helping out the residents every single day is satisfying to me, and I'm just glad to be here.
Well, thank you. I can't thank you enough for being here and wanting to do more for our residents. We have the Norwalk Now, our website, social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. We're getting the message out there, but it's great to be able to bring the team together and truly show our residents our passion for making sure Norwalk is safe. Norwalk residents, thank you for taking the time to listen to our Public Safety Forum today. I hope that you have found something that is helpful for you and for your family and for your neighbors. Grizel, Kevin, Lieutenant Garcia, and myself, we're all here for you, and know that we are just a phone call away. Have a great day, Norwalk. Thank you.